Victoria Hayes had built a reputation as one of the youngest CEOs in the city's technology industry. She managed hundreds of employees, attended important meetings, and made difficult business decisions every day. People admired her confidence and leadership, yet very few knew that the most important part of her life began after she left the office. Her 8-year-old daughter, Lily, had been mute since birth. Although Lily could hear perfectly, she could not speak. Instead, she expressed herself through sign language, gentle smiles, expressive eyes, and the colorful drawings she carried everywhere. Victoria had spent years learning sign language so they could communicate naturally, but she often worried about how the outside world treated her daughter. Many people looked away when Lily signed with her hands. Some assumed she could not understand them. Others simply didn't know how to respond. Every uncomfortable moment reminded Victoria that the world still had much to learn about communication and inclusion. To give Lily a peaceful break from school and therapy sessions, Victoria had created a small weekend tradition. Every Saturday morning, they visited a quiet neighborhood cafe with large windows overlooking a tree-lined street. Lily loved sitting near the window, sipping warm hot chocolate and sketching butterflies, flowers, and happy families in her notebook. The cafe staff knew them well. They welcomed Lily with warm smiles instead of pity, which made the place feel safe and familiar. Victoria treasured those simple moments because they allowed her daughter to relax without feeling different. That particular Saturday, soft rain tapped against the windows while golden autumn leaves drifted across the sidewalk. The cafe was calm, filled with the gentle aroma of freshly brewed coffee and warm pastries. Lily was drawing a colorful butterfly when the entrance bell chimed. A young father walked inside holding the hand of his 6-year-old son. They quietly searched for an empty table. As they passed by, the man noticed Lily absent-mindedly practicing sign language while thinking about her drawing. Instead of looking confused or turning away, he paused, smiled kindly, and raised his hands to sign a simple greeting. Lily looked up in complete surprise, her face instantly lighting up with excitement. The young father kept his movements slow and clear, so Lily could easily follow his signs. He introduced himself as Daniel, and then signed that his 6-year-old son, Noah, was still learning sign language with him. Noah smiled shyly and copied a simple greeting with careful hand movements. Lily responded immediately, and within seconds the 3 children were exchanging basic signs as naturally as if they had known one another for years. Victoria watched quietly, almost forgetting the cup of coffee in front of her. She had become so used to explaining Lily's communication needs that seeing someone understand her daughter without any explanation felt almost unreal. It wasn't a grand gesture or an emotional performance. It was simply a conversation, the kind she had always hoped Lily would experience more often. Daniel noticed Victoria's surprised expression and smiled politely. "I hope you don't mind," he said aloud while continuing to sign for Lily. "I learned sign language a few years ago." Victoria admitted that she was more surprised than bothered. "It's rare to meet someone who can communicate with Lily so naturally." Daniel nodded. "After Noah's mother passed away, I started volunteering at a community center. Some of the children there were deaf or non-speaking. I realized that learning sign language wasn't just another skill. It was a way of making sure no child felt left out." His words stayed with Victoria. He spoke without seeking praise or sympathy. To him, learning sign language had simply been the right thing to do. Meanwhile, Lily showed Noah her sketchbook. She pointed to a butterfly she had just finished drawing. Noah gave her an enthusiastic thumbs up and signed, "Beautiful." Lily laughed silently, her eyes sparkling with confidence. For the first time in a long while, Victoria saw her daughter enjoying a conversation without needing help. No one was translating. No one was guessing. Lily was simply being herself. Watching the children communicate reminded Victoria that inclusion often begins with one person's willingness to learn, and that even a few simple signs can open the door to genuine friendship. Lily and Noah spent the next half hour chatting through sign language, drawing pictures together, and laughing over simple games they invented with their hands. Other customers occasionally glanced at them, curious about their silent conversation, but the children seemed completely unaware of the attention. They were too busy enjoying each other's company. Victoria found herself asking Daniel, "Where did you learn to sign so fluently?" Daniel stirred his tea before answering. "I took evening classes at a community center, but most of what I know came from practicing with people. Books taught me the signs, but conversations taught me how to communicate." Victoria nodded thoughtfully. "I started learning because of Lily. At first I was afraid I'd never become good enough, but she was patient with me." Daniel smiled. "Children usually are. They don't expect perfection. They just want someone willing to understand them." His words reminded Victoria of the long nights she had spent memorizing signs after putting Lily to bed. She had often practiced in front of a mirror, worried about making mistakes. Looking back, she realized Lily had never judged her. Every small effort had strengthened their bond. As they talked, Noah accidentally dropped a box of colored pencils onto the floor. Several pencils rolled in different directions. Before either parent could react, Lily quickly gathered them, organizing each color before handing them back to Noah with a cheerful smile. "Thank you," Noah signed carefully. "You're welcome," Lily replied with confident movements. Daniel looked at Victoria. "Your daughter is thoughtful." Victoria smiled proudly. "She notices little things. Sometimes I think she observes the world more carefully than most adults." Daniel agreed. Communication isn't only about speaking, it's about paying attention. Those words stayed with Victoria. Throughout her career, she had valued confident presentations and persuasive speeches. Yet watching Lily and Noah communicate reminded her that listening, observing, and showing kindness could build stronger connections than words alone. That afternoon, the cafe felt less like a place for coffee and more like a classroom, where everyone present learned that understanding another person begins with genuine respect, not with spoken language. When it was time to leave, Noah reminded his father that they still needed to pick up groceries before going home. Daniel smiled and stood, but before they walked away, Lily gently tugged at her mother's sleeve and signed, "Can they come again next Saturday?" Victoria translated the question aloud. Daniel looked at Noah, who immediately nodded with an excited grin. "I think we'd both like that," Daniel replied. "If it works for you, we usually come here on Saturday mornings." Lily's smile grew even wider. She carefully tore a page from her sketchbook and handed Noah the butterfly drawing she had finished earlier. Noah accepted it with both hands, treating it like a precious gift. In return, he picked up one of his favorite colored pencils and offered it to Lily. "It helps me draw better," he said. "I want you to have it." The exchange was simple, but it carried a kindness that neither parent had expected. After saying goodbye, Victoria and Lily stepped outside into the cool afternoon air. The rain had stopped, and sunlight was beginning to break through the clouds. As they walked toward the car, Lily kept signing excitedly about Daniel and Noah, describing every part of their conversation. Victoria listened with a full heart. It had been a long time since she had seen her daughter so eager to share her day. On the drive home, Victoria couldn't stop thinking about the morning. As a business leader, she often spoke about innovation and building a better future. Yet she realized that true progress wasn't only about technology or successful companies. It was also about creating communities where people of different abilities could participate without feeling isolated. The following Monday, Victoria asked her company's human resources team to explore offering voluntary sign language classes for employees and improving accessibility during public events. She hoped that even a small effort might encourage more people to communicate with those who used sign language. One unexpected conversation in a neighborhood cafe had changed her perspective. It reminded her that learning even a few signs could make someone feel welcomed, respected, and included. Sometimes the most meaningful opportunities begin with a simple greeting offered with open hands instead of spoken words.